Good morning, good life. Wow, look at that light. Can't tell if it's like sunrise or sunset. It's sunrise. We are in New York City. We're pulling up to an event that I'll be speaking at later today, and I'm all dressed, and I literally don't speak for like 6 hours. I never get dressed until like right before because I don't like to mess with the creases, you know? But we flew in this morning and so I didn't have a lot of choice because I definitely don't have an iron on hand or a steamer. Vinny's with me. Hey. We're very excited. Very New York vibes already. It's actually super fitting. This is the first event that was booked for me by my agent, Vayner Speakers, and it's also my 1-year anniversary with Vayner Speakers. So it's like it's all happening. This event has been on the calendar for a year. I'm opening up for Gary. It's really exciting to do another event with Gary Vaynerchuk because he's just such an astounding speaker, one of a kind. He just kind of rolls up there and he's like, what do you want to know? But he crushes it every time. And he invented the phrase crushing it. So
I mean, he wrote a book, but
he wrote 2 books and I was in one of them, so respect. So that's what's going on. I think we're almost there. Vincenzo's very excited because he loves New York City. He's also more excited because after this, we go back to Connecticut to see Khaleesi. Not that Khaleesi died. His Khaleesi.
no, stop saying that.
His
People don't know
Khaleesi.
what you're talking about.
I feel like a lot of the world knows what I'm talking about. Oh, I did give a spoiler though if they haven't seen it. Maybe we should fix that.
How big is that projector? How big is that screen?
It's 16 feet by 9 feet.
What do you think about this part?
Amy is the award-winning host of Amy TV,
Just get behind the scenes type stuff.
channel, with more than 300,000 subscribers. And what she's passionate about is helping you go after the life that you want. She's the author of Ball Like a Boss. You can find out more about her at amylandino.com. Can you welcome to the stage Miss Amy Landino?
Hey ladies! You know, if I have to be last, I really want to stand out. I want to be relevant. I've heard this song and dance before, okay? Let's give it a try. It's great. Come on in. You get on camera and you start to get a feel for what it's like, and you're like, I don't know, I'm not so sure. No, this is the biggest mistake I think I've ever made. Absolutely. Never again. This is the most impactful, positive impression you can make in real life. You make a video, you put it in all the places, when is it gonna die? Each of these is very different. On Twitter, it's on average 18 minutes. YouTube themselves would tell you if you post once a week and you start to see success, you can go from there, grow from there. Once a week would make them happy to show that the concept actually works. Deliver on the promise of your video, be generous, and then wrap it up. And when I say wrap it up, this is your opportunity to ask for something. You are now their thought leader. You are now a trusted resource for them. They got something out of this. They're at the end of the video, so really make time for that. And I really appreciate you for your time today. Thank you.
Doesn't really matter what we do. Don't let the moment pass us by. Just trust that the universe is
do this actually. Watch carefully. I'm gonna draw a little heart, and do me a favor, just blow on that so it dries for a second, okay? Should be dry with a Sharpie. All right, here we go. Watch. If you watch carefully, got it.
Wait.
Where'd it go? Oh my God. You didn't touch my hand. No way. That is weird. Hello. How are you? I don't know why that song's stuck in my head. I'm back home and I'm well lit, aren't I? I just got done filming.
Oh, there I am again. Hi.
Just got done filming for Sunday's video and I thought I should wrap up what we were doing before. Let's go to the living room. So I left you in New York City. I was speaking, that's evident, and there's a lot of footage. Vincenzo had a lot of fun filming, which is just so much fun for me to watch back because I'm so not used to other people vlogging for me that much. It's something we're experimenting more with now. He really brought you the angles when it came to like speaking, so I'm like super grateful to him. So can you please go give him a shout out on Twitter, because I was like, oh my gosh, this is kind of fun to watch. Like, I don't get to see myself like this ever. But even more so, just the number of amazing people that I got to meet at this event, which isn't weird. You know, I kind of have to mentally get prepared when I'm going into an event like this, that it doesn't go how you think it would. It's not like I'm gonna go somewhere and people are gonna know me. That isn't at all what it is. It's more, I'm gonna go somewhere, I'm gonna walk on stage, and I'm gonna do everything I can to wow them, which is already really difficult for somebody who is introverted. Did I say that right? It's like super hard for me as an introvert to just learn how to speak in the first place. I've got practice on that now, but then the actual human interaction afterward is a whole nother level of exuding energy, or I should say exerting energy. And so there's a lot of prep that goes into that for me. Most of it is mental, but also physical as well. So the speaking part, that is like, I can't even begin to explain that. That just takes a ton of practice in the first place. And I would actually argue that an introvert or an extrovert both can be really good at speaking, because that's not, I feel, when introversion really shows up. It rears its ugly head in more personal conversations. So walking up on stage, being a performer, that's just like totally different. I think that just takes practice. What I actually have to prepare for mentally, more than the preparation I do as a speaker, the preparation I have to have really ready is the post-speaking time, the networking time. Typically, especially when I'm speaking, but in a lot of different situations, I put myself in a networking scenario, because as ugly as the word is, it's just something that I know helps in every way. It helps my career, whether I'm gonna be a business owner in 10 years or not. You know, I'm always making sure that I'm connected with people so that I can be in a good situation no matter what I want my life to look like in the future. So that's really important. But that's also the hardest part for me, is always being able to have that energy bank of what I have to do to talk to those people. So it's really nothing against anyone. It's not like people talk for too long. Somebody could talk to me for less than 30 seconds and I still have to exert energy. So in order to have that, I have to stock it up. So before I go to an event like this, I really try to limit how much human interaction I have. So you saw that Vincenzo and I took the car together. We got there really early. Like I said, we landed early and we found ourselves in a very small green room with too many people in it. And I needed to be there for like 3 hours before my sound check, and then another 2 hours after that until I spoke. So we immediately left. We just talked to everybody and we said, not everybody, we talked to whoever was in charge, and we were like, listen, we're just gonna go grab a bite, we'll be back. Like, there was no reason for me to be there anyway, so I'm not gonna sit there and spend time small talking with everybody, because it wouldn't have gone well for me that day. I would have spent too much energy. I would not have thrived off of that conversation while on stage and then thereafter. So Vin and I just went and privately had a meal together. We came back and I did my sound check, and you saw a lot of that kind of like behind the scenes, checking the slides in the sound booth and stuff like that. So that was easy because you're just sort of dealing with a handler, dealing with the sound guy, and that's pretty easy stuff. But then, you know, really pacing myself before I go on stage. Talking to some people in the green room, it wasn't as bad, it wasn't as many people, but then then taking a few minutes to just be alone before I go on stage is really important. Not just as a performance aspect, but because I just don't want to talk to anybody. Like, because I know that as soon as I get off stage, I'm gonna be rushed to the step and repeat. I'm gonna be rushed to take photos, just typical photos that they want me to take for the event so that they can market the content later. And then when you're at a step and repeat, which if you don't know what that is, that was like the backdrop that I was standing at to take pictures. When you're at it, you're like standing there and people are like, oh, let's take pictures. And so it's like, people just want to take pictures because now they just saw you on stage and then they see you in a place where people take photos and they get really excited. So that's how it all kind of starts. And then the people who saw your session want to talk more about it. And then the people who maybe kind of know who you are want to talk more about what they've seen, especially if it's like, oh my gosh, you make YouTube videos, I've seen them before. And then so there's whole levels to that. And that is where I'm really hitting the ground running and exerting the most amount of energy. I can literally feel it leaving my body. If I didn't spend time before conserving it, not talking too much, not overthinking things, not doing things outside of my comfort zone, I don't think I would be really good at networking. And I really do trick people into thinking I'm an extrovert because I am so on when I'm having a conversation with you in person, just as on as I'm having this conversation with you right now, just as on as I am when I'm on stage, because I feel like it's like it's just a mode. It's just a mode that I'm in. So, you know, if you want to spend money, you got to make money, you got to save money. If I want to spend energy, I've got to, you know, sleep, get some of it back, save it, hold on to it, and then spend it. Spend out. When it's time to spend it, spend it. But as soon as they said, you know, the car's here, it's like, we got to go because the car's here. And first of all, I like to be on schedule when they have a car that's driving me from New York to Connecticut. Yes, please. That's way better than taking the train. But also, like, that's my pass. That's my pass to say I'm leaving on a high note. I'm not leaving totally exerted. I probably am, but I feel good. So it's time to go before I get to a point of no return. The other thing I do is I always talk to Vin before an event, and he's such a natural extrovert, like so willing and able to talk to people and just loves talking to people. And so I have to just kind of tell him in advance, like, hey, just make sure you don't forget about me. He never does. But I'm just always like, hey, so like if I look at you funny, then like I need to take a break and I need you to come and get me so I can go use the ladies' room. And then I'll be right back. But you know, it was really cool. That didn't happen this time. It was pretty easygoing and we had a great time. So I don't know. I wonder if that's helpful for you, because I think it's really easy to just get bogged down by the idea of talking to people if you're an introvert specifically, and you can do it. You just have to know how to do it right for you instead of not doing it at all. And it's just like being fearful of anything else. If you don't find the right way to do it for yourself, then you won't do it. And I can promise you, not meeting people, not talking to people, not listening to people, not learning about people is a really great way to not be successful in any way in life. Even if you're just somebody who says, I just need a job, I just need to pay bills. Okay, cool. Don't we all? Somebody you know someday is gonna get you a job. So now it's a matter of who do you know that's gonna do that for you. The more people you know, the more you take care of those relationships, the more likely it's gonna go well for you, and it's not gonna be a job that you're not really into. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to wrap up. I'm kind of bummed because Vinny is in Florida for the month, so I'm not going to see him for a while. He went straight there from Connecticut, so I'm home alone, and so that's going to be kind of difficult because, you know, I'm not used to being alone like I used to be. It's a very different level of introversion that I am now. It's interesting. But anyway, I am gonna get back to work. All the videos, all the podcasts, all the things to do. Super interesting vlog, hopefully to come. I'm hosting an award show this week. I'm hosting the .org Awards, and it's in DC, and I think I'm gonna have somebody along with me to help me capture the moment. And so I think that's gonna be the next time you see a little vloggy action from me. So hopefully you enjoyed this. I would love to hear if you like these kinds of videos. If you do, please subscribe to this channel. But even more importantly, leave a comment below, because sometimes I lose sight of how important this kind of stuff is because it seems like they just don't get watched as much. So if you don't like them, then let's talk about it. But if you do, I definitely need to know. So leave a comment. That's all for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. Make sure you subscribe for good vibes, kiss the ones you love, and go after the life that you want. Cheers. I think this should just be my thumbnail all the time.
Khaleesi, are you gonna be a good girl? Are you listening? You be a good girl, okay? Okay, bye.